Oh, so it can get it. It can get the stuff now. Okay, so cool. I didn't even realize that. I'm gonna turn the AC off for a while. If you get hot, let me know.
Okay.
Cause it's like a little bit loud. So, any thoughts, anything, put it in the sky, and then let's talk about it.
Okay. Do we want to talk about what we were talking about outside?
Anything. I don't remember anything, to be honest. You know me, I forget things quickly. Oh, no, we'll talk
Let's talk about where we came from and how we're doing.
about it. Okay.
As far as makeup goes, like where was the first beginning? What was your first time you ever decided, okay, I want to be a makeup artist, and what made you go for it?
The first time, okay, that wanted to be a makeup artist or
Yeah.
like to do makeup.
Well, I mean, that's definitely a makeup artist.
I think it's. You want some?
Yeah, definitely. Yay! Thank you. I love these thins. They're so good. Nah, I ate a salad today. Let's talk
Me
about
too.
that. I'm trying to be healthy.
Yeah.
Drinking my little chlorophyll, trying to be a little healthy and detox my body. So I feel like these are, I'm not cheating because this is thin. So I feel like, these Reese's are pretty good.
I didn't realize that until now.
That's perfect that it says thin. Because sometimes one big one is like overwhelming as well.
With all that peanut butter?
Mm-hmm.
No, but like from when I first started till now, I would say that I will tackle like any like makeup decision like the best to my ability versus as before I would just kind of like dance around it and be a little scared. Now I'm more like let's do it and just find a solution. At least my mindset from then till now.
Ooh. Okay, so, but what made you start it? Like, what made you be like, what okay, this is what makes me want to be I want to be a makeup artist. Like, because I know you were probably into something else before. What made you stop and really realize, okay, that's what I really want to do?
Well, when I first started to really get into somewhat makeup is when I had my little first taste of what makeup was. Okay. Comes from my actual photography because I would be airbrushing and stuff like that, and it will remind me of how to take care of someone's face, like like kind of do makeup in a way like you would have to sometimes add blush or add a little bit of color for like eyeshadow. And that's really where I started to learn like about the face and different stuff like that. And that's really when I started to get kind of like more interested in what makeup was and its artistry. Then I got into like a really dark space and I was just like, like I wanted to find an outlet or as what it will be called escapism. Uh-huh. And I found makeup and that's literally where I found my happiness in all my dark times would be through really? Makeup.
I feel like my story is a little different, but it's still kind of similar. I was always the girl in high school that like you get your face beat in like 5 minutes. Wasn't even like nothing. I swear, like little $5 or something like that. I would do people's eyebrows. I would do like a quick, like yeah, exactly. Let me meet Ayana in the bathroom. A-Rod at the time. That's what my nickname was. And I used to always like be that type of person. Like, and I would always kind of be like the go-to going forward. Like people already was, and I kind of was into makeup early on. So I always was looking at YouTube before YouTube became a real big thing. I was looking at the first like beauty artists, like Time the Infamous, things like that, because I swear I just wanted to be a MAC makeup artist. My life kind of turned a little bit. I ended up being a nurse. But when I was being a nurse, I was like, you know what? Couldn't stop thinking about makeup. Like I was helping people, but that was like my one go to. Like it was an outlet, like how you said it was for you. But I ended up going and doing, people's makeup on the side. And then that kind of was, I started to find more happiness in that than doing my actual job. So at that point, I knew like, it's really hard to get into this business, to break that barrier of, okay, I want to be a makeup artist, and what's going to separate me from everybody else that's trying to be the same exact thing. But then I realized, like, it's always about, like, experiences. Like, I just had to go for it. Once I broke that barrier, though, I feel like it just kept going up from there. But, I mean, I'm still working on being a better makeup artist. I've done only, like, a little, like, runways and stuff, but I want to do something more. Now I want to take it to another level. So I kind of want to, like, do more stuff, like, overseas editorial special effects now. That's what I'm into. Like, I think the beauty industry is a little saturated, or it just has a lot of makeup artists trying to do the same thing. So I feel like now, like, I want to elevate, I guess.
I totally feel that. I feel like the beauty industry is so, like, super saturated. It's so, like, I don't know how to say it. Like, it's played out in a way.
We won't use played out, because played out is like, okay, no one wants it. But I feel like everyone's just doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing the same thing, and I kind of
feel like shit is played out. Straight up. You know me. I'm not gonna, no. That's one thing I say for sure. Now the millennials and the people now, right now, everybody feels like, oh, I have to apologize. Apology videos and this, that, and the other.
Because, everyone is so sensitive. When it comes down to this industry, everyone is so incredibly sensitive. They will find the littlest nothing and negative anything, or just and switch it up. So now it's like, okay, if you want to keep these brand deals, if you want to keep sponsors, you have to basically cater to the community of everyone else. And I feel like that's the reason why personally I can't be an influencer. I, in my own way, do stuff, and people want to ask me. I ain't getting it. I'm not no paid influencer. I let people know what the real is. But I'm not going to apologize. And I'm kind of, like, on my own. Like, the way that I say things, I'm not saying them to please somebody else. I'm literally doing what I want to do. So I feel like that whole influencer thing, you apologizing, cancel culture is so big. Everybody's getting canceled, so you have to, like, worry about what you have to say. Cancel culture is
literally, like, bullshit.
Yeah, but it's so big now.
Because I feel like it doesn't give the other person the opportunity to redeem themselves. Like, it's just like, cancel, that's it, moving on.
Yeah.
Even though some people do get second chances, like, moving on.
Yeah,
we can't talk about
people do get second chances. They get third chances, whatever. Like, but I feel like it's just different though. Like, now you just can't say nothing. They want to cancel you over anything. So it's to the point where I'm like, this influencer thing, I don't really want into it as much anymore, because you can literally wear a pink shirt and it's freaking Black Friday or something, or it's anything you do can be ridiculed, and it can be literally judged by everybody else. And now brands are like, well, I have to do what everybody else says, because they're struggling with making numbers and money, so they have to cater to the audience.
Broader audience.
Yeah, so they have to cancel people. They have to, cut them off or whatever. So do I agree with that? Heck no. No. It doesn't make any sense to me personally, but
in other news.
In other news. I never tried this.
Oh my god, it's so good. The Milani. This is the Milani kiwi watermelon, right? Spray. It's so good.
What's so special about it?
Well, I mean, it smells good, but it really does set your face, and it looks really flawless.
Is it giving you like a radiant? No, I mean, like, in other words, is she giving me radiant? Is she giving me illuminating? Is she giving me matte? What is it so special about that one?
I think she's more like radiant.
Okay. So don't wear it at the beach, basically. Because you wear anything radiant to the beach, you're going to be a hot mess. But this is good for, like, every day, though.
I think that's good, like, if you're using a skin tint, and then you put that over it, that's going to look really good. Kind of like a dewy-esque, but not fully dewy.
Ooh, I forgot. I need to spray a little bit further, though, but it smells good.
And it feels good, too. And the distribution is good.
You know what I like? Have you ever seen the iconic London sprays? I'm gonna have to bring that next time.
The one with
the gold.
swirl.
The gold one, the limited edition one. Actually, you can spray it all over your body, and it's like a illuminator. It's so pretty. That's something I like to prepare my makeup with. But I realize for when I want to like actually have the finishing sprays.
How has the pandemic affected you mentally and physically?
It affected me. It was kind of crazy. I felt like I had to go through a healing journey because I felt like the pandemic in the beginning it really made me depressed because I wasn't doing what I loved. I struggled with getting up and doing what I love because I didn't know what the heck state we were in as far as the freaking world. I can't even say the country, the world. So it was hard for me to get motivated. It was hard for me to like let me continue doing makeup. It just got simpler and simpler while I was straying away a little bit. Physically, I felt like, oh man, I feel like everybody like gained weight during the pandemic. I showed it. I've been eating a whole lot, and I was not exercising. I was eating up everything, so I gained like so much.
I've been eating, meaning I'm still eating now. I've been eating.
Well, no, I'm eating salads now because I'm trying to get rid of the pandemic.
I've been trying to eat salads, but listen, these wrists are everything. It tastes good.
But they're thin, so you remember, we're not cheating. We're not doing that back because they're thin. But you're doing good. You have apple juice instead of having,
Are you gonna drink something?
Yeah, I do want to drink something. Actually, I was like, when I was about to get it, you're like, hold on.
Yeah, pull yourself up first, because I would drink it all. I'm the thirst bucket.
Sorry. Here you go.
But yeah, so.
How about you?
Oh, girl, the same story. Same story.
It was.
I was dragging myself through, like.
I feel like the pandemic made me have like a mirror to myself. I think everything I was trying to forget pre-pandemic it made me face my actual like.
I hated myself.
Mm-hmm.
Legit, I was just like, ew.
But
that's why I just stopped creating and everything.
But did you redefine your? I feel like you kind of bounced back though from that because I can't see that. Looking at your content, I wouldn't be like, he's not feeling himself.
One thing I do say though, I was proud of myself for continuing on. Like I didn't stop. Like I stopped posting as much on my main, like, on the main platform itself, but not like on the stories. I continued on always posting on the stories. I always did.
That's what, and that right there, even me seeing that, when I couldn't post, I still see you little posts, and I was like, he is still doing this shit. I need to get my ass up and do my damn eyebrows because I have no reason to not do my eyebrows. I literally just don't want to do makeup because I feel like it was starting to make me lose my passion a little bit. Like my creativity just wasn't there during the pandemic. I didn't have any motivation. During that time, like, I think too, just healing process in general with just everything going on to breakups and just all that heartache and stuff that happened to me during the pandemic. I kind of, like I told you, like I got into spiritual stuff, so that kind of helped me and healed me, to where I am now, where things are going great for me. Because I was losing hope. I feel like a lot of people were though. There have been so many people who got so depressed and so messed up during the pandemic.
I felt like the streets were cold.
Mm-hmm. But you know what though? Like, it was less killings.
Even the winter.
Look, the positive about this, regardless, I know that it's not positive because people are dying and everything, but there were less school shootings, less crime, at least for a little bit. Like it would have been worse if it, like the way that America was going though, and it's freaking sad because you still had, of course, the Breonna Taylor, all those situations still happened during the pandemic. But like you remember, there was a rise on like just school shootings. It was like a regular thing. People were they had like commercials with kids doing bulletproof like.
That's why my
backpacks.
My mother really does not want me to go back to like working outside from home. She really doesn't want me to go out
because everybody's crazy. Yeah. Legit, just crazy.
Yeah,
you don't know.
I had a crazy too when I was working at Best Buy. They were like, "Oh, I should not be saying that. I'm gonna cut that out." When I was working at Best Buy, it was a crazy ass dude. He was like, and I looked at him, and I had my nails, girl. I had my nails though, and I was the only gay there, so I was
throughout the whole store. That shit crazy. I feel
at least the whole. I was the only openly gay one.
You're like, at least I'm the only openly one. Yeah.
Yeah. But like everybody knew me and everybody respected me because I respected them. Like, you know, like it was different. It was like mad respect. Like I was just another brother. You like it didn't matter. So I'm like about to like ringing up somebody else, about to be done, and the dude come up over here and he like da da da. And then my other he's the LP guy, loss prevention. He come up, he's like, "Hey Joel, don't ring him up, don't ring him up." And I looked at him, I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Sir, I can't ring you up because my boss told me I can't ring you up." Sorry, sir. He's like, "Yeah, but da da." I was like, "Nope, sorry, sir." With my long nails, I was like this. Nope, sorry, sir. And he was like mad low key. So he made him do the line again, and then I rang him up.
It's so crazy. I used to work at Best Buy in Hollywood, in California, and the people that I had to deal with during that time, I never dealt with so many angry nerds. I worked in order pickup, and like next to the geek squad because I had all the people, and they were so
Wait,
many.
So they've had order pickup for a long time.
Yeah, I had that. Yeah, well, in like 2000 and what was it, 17 is when I last worked at Best Buy. Oh, it's okay. I gotta choose my limit. I'm trying to lose weight. I got like 3 months to do that. I'm finna lose about a good 35 pounds. Cause I got points to prove, you know, like I can get back to my pre-quarantine.
I've been depressed, girl. I've been depressed, dark
times. See, I don't even speak that in my life no more. I used to be like, like no, I'm light, I'm good. I only listen to stuff that's gonna help me feel good. Only do things that's gonna help me feel good, and that really do help. Like you gotta really change to who you're around. People can be a positive influence or a negative. Anybody who don't serve the same type of vibration as me, I don't be around because then their energy is just they deplete me from my energy. I don't like that. So that you really gotta change your mindset of who you be around, and I bet you start to be like, oh wow, I'm just always happy. It doesn't matter what I have. Whatever I have is enough. Positive affirmation. Swear to God, that shit works. Like I really just try to listen and like I said, I write down stuff every morning. And that was my biggest thing too with myself. I used to battle with myself with, oh, I want to be this, I want to be that. But how am I going to do that if I'm not consistent? If I don't sit here and like do the same thing I did last night,
consistency is the huge thing. Is the most about it.
Yeah, everything is consistency. Just keep doing it, even if you feel like you don't. Because there's some times where I wake up and I would be like, I'm gonna quit all my jobs. I got bills to pay. I got everything else to do. So there's no quitting.
I'm praying more.
Definitely. No, I know. I pray a lot, and that's the reason why things are happening for me.
One of my friends asked me that. She's like, "Oh, Joelle, why? I want to know what is the key to being financially, you know, like, I want to be where you're at, like, where you don't have to worry about that stuff." I'm like, girl, it takes a lot.
It's the prayer. It's the willingness to keep doing.
You have to have a relationship with God. With my mom. She tried to tell me like what my relationship with God was. I was like, girl,
you ain't gotta worry about that. I was good over
You don't know what me and God have. Me and his relationship is
me
and his. You can't tell me I don't have a relationship with God. I went off.
No, I was gonna talk about the Lil NAS thing, but I already know how you feel about it. But see,
everybody keep asking me about that.
Because I mean, I asked everybody because a lot of people wouldn't agree with me, but I have my own opinion.
What is your opinion?
But I don't find anything wrong. I'm also a person who likes freedom of expression to do whatever the fuck you want to do. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my God. I'm never, because to me, if I judge one person, that makes me how like the hypocritical Christians. Like I don't agree with that. Like I have a grandma that's a pastor, but I hate how people judge people and sit here and be like, oh my God, but they're not doing exactly what I'm doing, so I'm going to judge them. What makes you better than somebody else? Nobody. You can have your religion and respect other people's decision of what they want to do. I'm not trying to say that he's trying to promote anything, because to me, I got the message. But see, if you're not like spiritually there, you can't dictate what's art and what's just controversial, then it's gonna take you and be like, oh my gosh, he did such a bad thing. He's doing this, he's doing that. But for me, I feel like you have the creative ability to express yourself. Period. And I think what's interesting about that, before you, I know because you can't wait to say something.
Ooh, I was like, just thinking, but you just saying everything you say right now. I'm just jotting it down.
But how I think of it is people kept. Okay, so let's just talk because I know you're gonna have something to say too because the fact that it's a gay male. It's a gay male, and I feel like that what he was telling people was like everyone always telling him to go to hell. You're trying to do this for clout. You're trying to do this.
Look.
No.
Wait. Hold on. Look. Hold on. I'm not gonna stop you.
Okay.
Just give me a pro and give me a con.
Okay.
So give me like a reason why you like it and a reason why you don't like it.
Okay. I like it because he's expressing himself. Something that I don't like is people kind of telling. I didn't like how far he went with it with the shoes. But that was it. I liked his actual video. I think that it was amazing. I love him giving a lap dance. I like what he says, all the words that he says, because I don't give a shit that he came from him and it's a gay guy saying it. That he's saying about riding and all that. I love that. But don't like that he went as far as that because it's just kind of like you have to respect people and at the same time, your influence is your influence. But that like blood thing was like, come on. Like that's too far for me. Everything else I loved.
That's it.
Yeah.
I can go.
Go ahead. You go ahead. I know you itching for that, so go ahead and respond.
So I'm gonna put this on the record. Hopefully this makes it into the podcast. The reason why I have such a big issue with it is because Lil NAS X came into a very specific time in our lives as people and this generation when he got introduced into us. A very like kind of weak spot, I would say, in American culture. You know, like the MTV Million Ways. When he came out with like that little pink suit, I was like, okay, you know, cute or whatever. But the first thing I thought was I was looking at him. Now, I've said this before and I might get dragged for it. I don't care. I love trans and I'm all for the feminist movement, but I also believe that they are pushing the gay narrative a little bit too much. It's being pushed too much. Like we're starting to lose our hyper masculinity, you know, where, you know, our straight male acting males, you know, kind of sometimes do feel a little weird at times because you're walking into the room, you're making a big ass motherfucking statement, you know? It's not comfortable.
But how can you, knowing how that is, judge another male based upon that?
Sometimes it's not even about judging it. It's not even a judging it. It's sometimes you require so much attention that when you receive that attention and you give it off a different reaction to what it is, and you don't expect that reaction from the other person to be that reaction, it's a problem. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, I can understand where you're coming from. I guess towards me, because I'm not the type of person that judge you for anything.
But let me touch base on that thing that you said about Lil NAS X. I want to talk specifically on one specific part that I didn't like. First of all, I feel like he's spinning too much of a narrative of a gay boy. I feel like that's just not who he is. I feel like I said this a long time ago where I said that someone's going to come out and they're going to use the gay stuff and try to like push it to, you know, like a whole nother level of what the fuck, you know? And I feel like he did that. Like, you know,
but what if that was just him being himself and everyone else is thinking,
so.
But who are you to say it's not himself, though?
I don't think so. That's my opinion. I don't think it's him.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
You're saying...
Like, I feel like he said, I'm gay, and then, like...
They said, do the most gayest thing ever, because that's what you need to do. Push this shit.
Yeah, they dragged him. They were like, okay, come on, let's go. And then they just took him and ran with it, like, you're a new gay boy.
But to me, I can kind of... I don't really agree with that, because I seen him slowly do things that like he wanted to be himself, but he was like pushing a little bit. He was trying to see the people's reactions. He was like, "Fuck it, let me go a little bit more." And then he was trying to see people's reactions because he been doing little gaze up for
when he did the whole thing with the heels,
with the boobs. No, but he went off.
I thought it was a little cute. I ain't gonna lie.
So, that's what I'm saying. Like I think he was just literally like being
himself. Always, baby.
Okay.
I think I've said it before. I think I'm pansexual now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what it is. I'm pansexual. It can go any which way with me. It don't matter. But I do feel like, the whole thing with the devil, I just think that, you associate yourself with the gay community now. We receive enough, like, bad shaming of us, of who we are, like, stereotypical characters of who we are now as people in this generation.
Well, I think it was creative as hell because he said, people always tell him to go to hell, so he was like, fuck it, I did that, and guess what I did? I ended up owning it because he ended up taking the shit from, like, I don't think I
understand, but I think that when you push it, we're in a stage now that people are just sensitive, okay?
Yeah.
People are just sensitive. People are just sensitive. And some people step on it and say fuck it, and then some people are just like dancing around shit they don't even know what to play with. I think that really he was dancing around shit he don't know what to play with, and he should not have put that in his video. That's just me, how I felt about it. Now, on a creative level, all the other shit, bitch, I was like, gagged. Now, do I think it was him? Not really. On a creative level, that shit was dope as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I'm going to give it where it's due.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with the whole satanic shit. I'm scared of that.
I thought, well, okay, so let me ask you this, right? Because I had someone ask me this because when we had a heated session about this at work, right? It was sort of like someone said this and it made me think about everything differently. Say like if you're in a situation, right? And this most likely to happen to me or you or anybody because I'm myself too. I might date a girl, I might date a guy. It don't matter with me. So if someone literally, if I'm sitting here about to die, right? Because I am with a female, for example, right? And a Christian comes up and they say, I'm not going to help them. They're about to die. They're a sinner because they're with another girl. And then a person who believes in whoever the hell, I don't know, knock on some wood, because I don't, like, whatever they believe in, and they sit here and save my life, and they have more compassion than a Christian because they're judging me who I am, then I will sit here and I'm not going to sit here and judge that person because they help me more than the other person. Well, what the hell am I sitting here? I'm not here to judge nobody. I am not God himself. I like people who are kind-hearted.
That's true, but let me tell you something. He's inspiring, he's inspiring little children.
That's why it's fucked up. That's the part where it's
that's where I have an issue. Okay, we just gotta be cutthroat. I'm very cutthroat. Mm-hmm. I came from a very cutthroat father. My father just laid it out how it was. The sugarcoating shit, that shit did not fly with us. Say the shit that you gotta say, keep that shit pushing. You don't like it, bitch.
But you know what? He's not the first person though, because you have to remember there's also a freaking Travis Scott got a freaking video where he says, "Stop trying to be God," and it's a heaven and hell type of situation. No one ever called out that. There's a couple of Kanye, all of them. Little Uzi praises the devil all the time. No one is ever calling him out and saying, "Oh my gosh, you're influencing little kids." He been doing this. He been having that.
But you know what drives me crazy is something that Lil Nas said, and I was like, "You are not the first."
What he said?
He said, "I'm the first gay rapper that's openly gay."
Ain't nobody. Who you know who's openly gay?
Ocean is openly gay.
Oh yeah, he is.
And you know what?
I forgot about him.
He is worth so much more. That's what I'm saying. Just because you forget shit. Just because it's not being discussed. No, sweetheart, you're not the only.
He's just a younger generation. They're all they and they're all themselves. They don't ever acknowledge nobody except for the little millennials. Though not even the millennials. Let me not put that Generation Z. He's very fine. I'm kind of like, dang. When you ever go by one day, like hit me up. Hey, hey. But yeah, I kind of like with that situation. It's just a little. It's sort of tricky because. You kind of like, all right, like I love the creativity, but then it's just like don't push it too much. Like I feel like honestly that was to get him views. It was to do that, and that's what he got. He's literally making hella money. He's number one. People know how to get. You have to understand with these rappers and stuff. They try
I really thought he was just gonna be a one-hit wonder, to be honest.
Exactly, and look what the hell he's doing. Exactly. Did you see that one video? He actually was kissing a guy in another video, but it wasn't his song. Did you hear about that? I got to show you. It barely came out. Lil Nas X is actually playing like the boyfriend role, and they're like, I guess they're like on an edible, or maybe they're on like some type of drugs. I don't know. And then they're like literally driving in a car, and then they start tripping, and then they start like making out and shit. And that was like his first openly like, yeah, I'm into niggas. Like, sorry, you gotta cut that out, but I'm into guys. Quote unquote, like thing. But that's why I was like, oh shoot, like he's really. I like that he's being himself, and I think though too. Also, everyone is paying attention to him more because he is a gay male. I feel like that's not everybody's been doing that though. Everyone's been Little Uzi, all of them. I don't care. Like all of them, they all believe in the devil. So why does it matter so much that he believes in the devil too? Like honestly, I don't understand.
That's what he did with the devil, girl.
He said, okay, I'm gonna own that shit. That's what I don't. That's how
the devil, girl. He let the devil fuck him.
And then he owned it. He took his shit. He literally said, okay, that's my shit now. Boom, I'm it. Like. I like that. That's me, but that's me being into dominatrix type of shit. Like I like owning my power. Like
I was like, okay, I get you.
Yeah. So that's why I don't know. I look at it.
But you gotta see. Look, to be honest, you guys, like I'm very traditionalist. Like I'm very conservative and stuff. That's just how I was raised on my views and stuff. And I feel like certain things, yeah, they should be kept the same way because when things are kept the same way, they're passed down, and sometimes
I don't think so.
I think certain things can change, but when you change everything all at once, I think that chaos can happen.
Oh yeah, definitely chaos will happen either way.
Like as things progress.
You think gradually you do it, but sometimes people don't want to hold people by the hand when they're doing something. Some people that goes along with the type of personality. Some people who just go straight head forward and then just like, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm running with it. I'm going. I believe in myself. Then you got those people who gradually do things that don't like change. That's just depending on personality. My mom, I grew up with the lesbian mom. So the way that I view things is a little bit different than people because I've always seen people either judge or say, okay, well, you can't do this because you're that. And I've seen my mom like tackle everything. So I think she's just so headstrong and the things that I've seen her deal with, I don't judge anybody. And I don't be like, oh my God. So they're like that. I don't need to, you know what I'm saying? Of course, my mom she hated the video. But then again, like, she doesn't know her. I just see things for what it is. And for art, I can be friends with anybody. But, like, she's very religious, so she didn't like that. But it doesn't really matter what you like. People still gonna watch it. People still get views. Maybe it's about money for him.
Yeah, but the reason why, I'm gonna tell you the real reason why. In 2021, a lot of people, religion is becoming taboo, technically. Really. Like, not a lot of people talk about religion how they used to. It's not as discussed in the workplaces. You can't talk about it.
No, you can't. Everyone's
and people sometimes feel uncomfortable about it, so on and so forth. And that's kind of like why it's kind of like a slap in the face because there's a lot of people that now support it, but they just don't talk about it. So when that came out, it's kind of like, whoa, chill out. Not also that there is gay conservatives, that are like, hold on, bro, like don't represent us like this. Like the same thing with Jesse Sommelier and all that. Like you have to understand whether people want to say it or not, they like to put people in categories. Yeah, and when you're labeled as a gay community, you will be representing the gay community.
But they have pose and things like that for them to really like understand the gay community. If they really want to know about it, they can look at shows like that. They wouldn't base it off of one video. I refuse to believe they're going to base everything off this one Lil Nas video. They're going to look at this and say, yeah, this nigga tried it, like, whatever. But keep going. There's a
lot of people that are fucking up in the gay community right now, making us look bad, like a stupid, like, well, y'all do look like fucking freaks now.
I don't.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Who cares? Being who you are, you got to be fearless. Who cares what people think? Who cares what people say? it's just, you gotta, who cares what someone thinks, that they think like, oh my gosh, everybody's like that. Let them think that. If you know what your truth is, why do you even feel the need to explain it? That's why I'm saying, like, just because it's taboo for this person doesn't mean it'll be for everybody. To me, he don't represent all of gay people, because that's just, he's representing his generation. I feel like he's maybe that generation of gay or something, yeah, the Generation Z, but that's not representation for all of the past. The RuPaul's, the freaking Frank Oceans, all those people who are openly came out and are successful, they're not represent. They're not. Lil Nas X is not representing them. They know he's in his own category. That's why I'm saying leave him there, and that he don't. I don't know, but then again, I can't. I say what I say. Next topic. I say what I say, but like I just not. I don't know. I'm just not judgmental, so it's just my opinion is gonna be a little different towards everything.
I don't know. I've shifted my focus on such the generalized view. Like, I don't like that whole mainstream type of thing. I like things that are more authentic and genuine and like heartfelt. Okay. And wholesome. Mm-hmm. That's what I feel like. Like.
That's great though. Like, you have what you like. I guess people can like what they like. It's all preference, I guess.
Right. I don't have anything against him. I think he's pretty dope. I just don't support him because I don't agree with his message. Motives. Yeah, that he's putting out. I'm sorry you have a platform. If I had that platform, or I would be blessed with that platform, I would be doing something else with it. I would not be doing what you're doing. That's just why I can't support it. I think that, like for his generation, he is doing a lot more than probably other people are, and he is kind of putting, gays on a certain type of different platform that, will probably open things up for other people. I just don't agree with it fully. Yeah. And I don't have to, so. Yeah, it's okay. But I still think his shit is like, he just has dope lyrics sometimes. His videos be like,
he just really pushed the envelope with this one.
He dropped the ball. I was like, oh, shoot.
Nah, that's what I feel like. When it comes to videos, everyone has to have some type of controversial. If you notice, though, most celebrities always have to have like controversial.
But do you notice how nudity is becoming so
regular, like modest? That's like the new thing. Like it's.
And like for me, I'm like all body positive, mm-hmm. And I'm just like, hold on. I kind of took like 2 steps and I was like, hold on. I don't know if I don't really support that anymore because I think about having kids. That's what I always think about, like my kids. Mm-hmm. Would I want for like my kids to grow up in a generation full of porn? Do you get what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. It is very normal. It's very normalized now. Like,
and that's not. People, I don't think that's.
Yeah,
I think that's weird.
I think that. Well, see how people get famous nowadays over sex tapes and things like that. They push that sex sells thing, and everybody now is completely nude, and they don't know as much of being modest anymore. But like at the same time, I just, like I said, I stay in my own little lane when it comes to stuff like that. But I don't like how it's always so nudist. Like everything is just sex.
Like sex, for sex, me, I feel like it hit home because I scrolled through my Instagram feed and I couldn't tell you how many Black, brown, Latino dudes are like naked on my timeline, mm-hmm. And it hurts because it's just like, damn. How do you not get twisted the body positive out of it? When does it become too much to just be like you're seeking this type of attention, Versus I really love my body.
I get what you're saying because when I scroll down too, I got people telling me like someone really messaged me and was like, I've never seen you twerk on Instagram. Why not? Why don't you do this? And I was like, what? Because first of all, what I have to do with anybody else? I don't give two F's about what anybody else is doing on their shit. Like, why are you hitting me up about what I'm doing on mine? Just because I'm not doing that doesn't mean that I also, whatever their business is whatever their business is. I choose not to do that. And that goes to me wanting to be more, give someone a little bit more mystery than normal. Because nowadays it is very easy to look at a girl and be like, you have no wonders. You know exactly what you're going to get, and or a male, and you know exactly. There's no mystery to nobody anymore. Everyone is out there. So
it's so.
But it kind of is kind of hard though. Also, trying to find someone and they're used to a girl, particularly in Miami. I've had this problem where I'll meet a guy and he'll be great. Within like the first 2 nights, he'll ask me already to like sleep with me, and I'm like up front, and that's weird. I've never had to deal with that in my life.
That's another thing too. Like I used to sleep around. It came one night. It was a little bit recent too, and you know, like I had this like thing. Huh?
You gonna take this off or you gonna leave it?
Girl, I don't care. Because we on the podcast, y'all. It's Kiki with King. We gonna, you know. Yeah, so this was recent. I went out and I snuck out the house. You know, snuck out the house.
Like on some sneaky link.
That means somebody is, you know. So I snuck out the house and I want to go do something. I felt so bad. I was just like, I told myself, I think I'm done with this. Like, I don't care for it. I need to focus my attention on other things that are more important than them, just matter more than just, you know, me thinking that I'm going to be satisfied and loved by someone that's just pounding you for relentless times and you think that it's love, but it's really not.
No, I don't know. I think that either comes with maturity, because I know the difference between sex and love. Because I'm like, I know when a guy is just trying to do what he's trying to do, and I know what I'm trying to do, and I know when we actually catch feelings for each other. I know the whole difference. I've dated all different type of guys, so it's just like with that, I was doing okay. So I was talking to someone. I'm not gonna say no type of names, but I was.
Don't say no names.
I ain't saying no names. We ain't saying no names, but yeah, like I realized this dude. Let me tell you why it's so funny, because he has barely told me his name after I knew him by his rapper name, and he barely told me his name after like a year and a half of us doing our thing. I'm like, why a year and a half later I just know your real name? He told me his real name, and it's so irritating to me. I'm like, now we can't even do, because now it's just like you don't even have the fun. Like, why are you trying to be real now? It was a fantasy. Now you're trying to be real,
right?
Like, we need to keep it like that. But see, me, I'm the type of person that can differentiate like love and, like I said, like lust. I know exactly what it is. You ain't gotta go there with me. You ain't gotta tell me about your little, you know, your woes, your baby and all that. Like they got nothing to do with me. But I don't praise it though. I don't put my business out there.
I met a guy with a whole baby thing. He had a baby in the car.
Baby thing?
Baby in the car. The car thing.
No. You see what I'm saying? I'd be scared too, because
that
little
like,
undercover, like be living your truth. Why you gotta be undercover? That pisses me off, because they be having whole baby mamas. And I know, because I had a friend that sleeps with like married guys. And I'm like, why are you sleeping with the married guy? He has a whole entire wife and kids, and he'll be like, well, he wants to link. So I'm just like, why is that a thing? No,
yeah,
like don't do that, because you put yourself down too when you do shit like that.
Sweetheart, in the universe, I don't think people understand.
Karma.
There's a code. There's a simple life code, and I think people don't understand it or don't get it. There's legit a simple life code. If you break that code, that's why bad shit happens to you, bitch. All that bad stuff that's happening to you, girl, that's because you are doing the wrong thing.
Yeah. You didn't think about what you was doing, or you didn't think about the consequences. That's what most people don't do. They don't ever think about, well, what if this happens to me? Or what if I was in this person's position? And that's what made me think about how I respond to people differently. Like when it comes to anger or anything else, I'm like, you know what? Whatever you have coming to you will come to you. I know if I put light in the earth, then I'm going to refer. You know, God knows me. So he's going to give me back light. I'm not going to receive hate or negativity.
That's the universe. And people think
that's God. That's God.
That too. Well, there's God, and then there's the universe.
Yeah, but God is the
universe takes care of you. Well, God takes care of everything.
Yes.
But the universe takes care of the closer things. And when the universe gonna take care of you, the universe take care of you, sweetheart. So when you thought that you was gonna get away with that, you didn't get away with it. It's because of what's gonna happen to you already.
Mm-hmm. Everybody got their karma, so that's why you just do good. I never worry about anybody doing something mean to me, bad to me, because I'm really okay. It's them that's gonna have to like worry about their consequences. So that's what keeps me up with someone. I know something like last year. Oh my goodness, last year talking about the pandemic, I lost both of my best friends. I
had someone that I know that lost their best friend too.
But I lost them over them being a crappy best friend. But like it was someone that I knew since I was a baby.
Oh, you're talking about nothing happened to them.
No. I lost but the year before I lost one of my guy best friends. Before I moved out to Miami, I had lost a guy best friend, and he was one of the closest guys I've known. I think you told me. Yeah, and then well, I had a girl best friend during this time, and I think like that happened during the pandemic, and that affected me a lot. So that's why I just think completely different. I'm so positive now because she was like my toxic friend, like negative, always crying, talking about somebody, cared about people. I was like, girl, I just don't got time for this. Like I'd be working so hard.
Sometimes people don't understand how toxic they can be.
Yeah, but then
they just don't realize it. Even if you call it out, they don't realize it sometimes.
Yeah, that's really true. And with that, like I was saying, with that one reason why it didn't work out was because of unloyalness, like being not loyal. Like I was dating a guy and she slept with him, so it was sort of
you told me.
Yeah. So it was sort of like that's why when it comes to lust and everything, I just know the difference with guys, and I really am really picky about friends because you just don't know what people's real motives are. If you have somebody close to you and they be like, okay, I'm dating this guy, they be like, oh, y'all should just totally work out. And you just be like, oh no, never mind. Actually, I want him. Like, that's going to hurt you with friendships and loyalty and everything in general.
It's going to skew up your brain.
Yeah, so that's my thing with men. I don't trust them enough. I don't trust them enough to date them because I don't trust them enough.
I kind of feel the same way too.
Yeah. Why?
I don't trust men. I think men are just like pathetic.
They think with their wrong head.
Sorry to you guys, men out there. Like I really need to see what a man is.
That's my thing.
My father was a man.
Yeah.
I know my father was a man.
Mm-hmm.
He never backed out of anything. My father was my example of what a man was.
So what's your like when you see a man, what you think a man is, basically, because you're saying that you don't trust him. So what do you think a man is for you, and you be like, oh yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Like that's the one. Like he's a real stand-up guy. What would you say that is?
I would, girl, if I had like a real, like if I had it.
Tell me.
He would be like 6 foot, big muscles, not big muscles, but like a little
buff, got a little body.
He could hold a door, whatever. Very macho personality. But when Joel walks in the room, he knows who the boss is. You know what the boss is. I'm the boss always, no matter where, what, anywhere I'm at, I'm the boss. Remember that. So
you need him to at least know who.
He could be my little submissive bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
So that's your. I think you need like a cross between like a not a feminine guy, but like.
I need a verse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Okay, so can I tell you what mine is?
Sure.
He gotta be. He gotta be 6 foot to 6'2", and I have a height preference because I really gave short guys a long time to try to redeem themselves. They just never do. So now I have a height preference. He has to be that tall because I like to wear heels and I like to look tall. I do not have no dustiness. I know I should not be shallow, but I could not do guys who can't dress. And he has to like at least be as ambitious as me, or even more. If he ain't teaching me nothing, I don't want him. If his drive ain't like mine, I do not want him. A man to me is someone who not only like just leads, but like knows how to be like your support. I think men, what happens with me is I'll meet a guy. He'll be perfect as far as looks and attraction and connection. But then when it comes down to like real life things that really matter, because love don't pay bills, are you a man in that way? Like, are you a man as far as like leading? Are you a man as far as like um knowing how to get money? That's a big thing because like I don't want to be broke. I want to have a lifestyle that's really nice. And I know I will. I can provide that for myself, but like men, if I feel like he's not doing as well or he's not like trying, then I can't do it. I can't be good broken love. That's not love to me. But I don't want to be rich and not in love too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's got to be a balance. I mean, I'm dealing with anybody who wants to try and actually not have a woman like pay for their stuff. Like the 50-50 rule. I'm not going to ever go 50-50 with a guy and he sits here and buy mostly almost like every job because a guy has a penis, he gets paid more than me. When we get paid equal, then we can pay equal. But until then, no, you pay most.
But women really don't get paid equal. That's just the truth.
That's the truth. And that's what I'm saying. It comes with actors, it comes with CEOs. All of them, like, we don't get paid as much as a male. So that's why I don't believe in that 50-50 rule. You know? That's just... But y'all can both go half and half because y'all got the same thing. Y'all both making the same money. But I don't know. How do you feel about that? Like, are you a type of person that wants to go half and half? Like, let's go Dutch or what?
I do. I really think that it's important for everyone to go half and half. It just helps out the other person. But if you are a provider and you got it and you do it like that, then hey, you're a provider. You know, hey, I'm
guys will pay for what they like. Guys will
so.
pay for what they like. Okay, so if they ain't paying for what you like, your nails, something like that, they don't like you as much.
Let me tell you something. You need to get yourself a top with good credit. You know. That is 6 foot tall, that can open your doors and hold your bags, and cater to you and love you for what it is, and you could just be his fish, and that's
it. Just be his fish is such a funny term to me. I love that term.
Just a whole little walking little clan. Girl, if they could put me in the little fish waters and little ponds where they be like swimming in, they just gave me like a little, like, it's like a Polly Pocket. Think about like a Polly Pocket. They just go bloop. They just put me in the little thing. Hilarious. Bloop, and then like, here's your clothes. Bloop. And it's like, okay, boom.
You're funny.
Girl, that would be funny. I'll be dying. I was thinking about making like little skits and stuff.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's cool. That's creative. Put all your stuff and literally and write it down and make it happen. While it's fresh and new, because you are gonna be famous and you're gonna be a millionaire, you're gonna look back and be like, make sure you do everything that you said you was gonna do, and you really remain yourself, whether people like it or not. Do exactly whatever it is that you want to do. Because you're gonna be somebody, and you don't want to look back saying, "Dang, I did all these things just to get approval." And then, I could have been myself. No, don't be worried about anything. Stuff that's supposed to happen for you gonna happen for you regardless. See, you already have a plan, and God already has His plan for you, so you good. You good, shorty.
I just hope everything plays out this way because it hasn't been that easy. People think that shit just get handed to you, and
nope, it is not. You gotta fight for what you want, but you know what? You don't get anything that you if you really look at millionaires, how they got to it and how they really became millionaires, the ones who really started from the bottom up, not the ones who got handed the millionaire, it's not inherited to them. They kept going. They didn't care what nobody said, and they just kept going. And at that, they also, the law of attraction, right? Whatever you say, you need to read up on it, because that's what made me. That's why you. Yeah. Literally, it's about manifestation, and there's certain words I don't use anymore. I don't say, "Dang, I can't do that. I can't do that anymore." Oh, because you literally put that in you put that in the universe. Whatever you say is an affirmation.
You can't. You never say you can't. That's something I
don't put negative. And don't say, "Oh my God, they're not gonna like me," because now they're not. Who cares? Don't worry about that. Worry about
you. It's because you're affirming a negative action. Yeah. And when you affirm a negative action, there's no way in the physical space of the universe, it will not go wrong. Because it will go wrong because you affirmed it.
Exactly. That's why you have to worry about what you say. I'm telling you, and this might sound really silly and cliche, but like there's certain things I don't even listen to anymore as far as music goes. Because I don't want to be you don't want to be having anything or reminded that you can't do something or you won't do something. Everything I usually listen to is like almost like affirmation music. It might sound so corny, but like that's why I have everything happen for me.
I stopped listening to certain artists because I felt like they invoked things that just...
Some artists make me feel more depressed. Let me just say that right now. There's a couple of artists that I was listening to, and I don't even want to say their name, but I would listen to them and I would feel worse than when I felt before. And I was like, ew, I can't do that. You know what it was? Probably all those reasons. It was that Reese's. It was that Reese's, Lay's, and apple juice combination that got you all messed up. That's just...
It's not even that. Like I had
earlier
Wingstop. I had Wingstop, the atomic shit, like a few days ago.
These snacks, your body don't want all them snacks. We said we need some greens. We need some greens. We need some vegetables.
I can go on a diet, girl.
We'll go on like a protein diet.
We need to go on a diet where, like, I don't know. I feel like I need to take a whole like relaxation, like, just face reality again.
You probably need to go on a journey. That's crazy to say that you're numb. I feel like we've all kind of been through that. I felt numb at one point. Last year, I felt numb between the months.
When you say you feel numb, how do you...
I felt no emotion. Like I wasn't there. Like I'm just out of it. In a way, I couldn't feel. Like I'm telling you, it was a struggle for me to get up out of bed. Being depressed, and people, this is the part that no one will talk about being depressed, right? So when you're depressed, you don't even have the motivation to like get up and take a shower.
Girl, keep talking about I have to do this because I feel like I'm...
What happened? What are you doing?
Keep talking. I'm gonna hear you. I'm gonna get now.
Okay. So being depressed,
Okay, no, never mind. Hold on.
You want me to just hold on?
Yeah, just hold on.
Yeah, because you can't hear me. You cannot hear me. This is so funny. Let me get my phone. You back? You good? Go ahead. I'm gonna start talking, okay? So before I lose my train of thought. So being depressed, people, the bad part about that is like you lose the motivation to get up and just take a shower. Just do anything. Just to even like go get some water. Like I was dehydrated. I was battling with myself to do anything. And I've never in my life been that low. So I felt like last year when I was numb to feelings. I would literally talk to men and literally feel no emotion. And I had the best things happening. They want to do this for me, want to do that. My mom would tell me things. I just didn't feel any emotions. This was at the time I told you, like, I lost my best friend and shit. So the trust was out there with friends. I didn't want to see anybody. I didn't want to, it's just numb. Like, I just don't feel. People would have a reaction like, oh, that's so sweet. Or, oh, I'm really mad. Like, then there's me, emotionless, numb. I don't have any feeling towards it. And it was sort of, it's 24.
That's fine. No, it's because I put the alarm on, girl.
But yeah, so I feel like, ooh, yes, period. Sorry, I'm looking at people's Instagrams.
You gotta remember when you leave, I gotta turn it off because I don't be stressed, girl. When it comes like after 12 o'clock, I put the alarm on. I don't play that.
Oh yeah.
Girl, there have been like crazy shootings around here.
Really?
Assaults. I have the Ring app, so it tells me like, everything that's literally going on. Assaults, shootings, robbery.
Oh my god, really?
Yup.
That's crazy. People are so weird. I don't know. I love that's my white girl voice that come out every once in a while. The Valley girl will come out of me, okay? I am from California. Sometimes that shit just be popping out.
It sounds so creepy.
What is that?
It kinda sounds like Purge.
What is that?
My alarm.
Why is it wrong?
Because it's doing a timer. It's like a minute. Watch.
A So it's gonna go off?
No. It's just gonna lock us in here. So if somebody tries to open the door without, like, while we're in here or something like that.
Oh, so you have to just remember to put that.
Yeah, before you leave.
Oh, okay. No, that's great though, but that is very scary. If I was to hear that randomly, I'd be like, "The fuck!" I swear, I'm trying to go get my gun license actually in like 2 months. Yeah, I be thinking.
I really think about me is the purge is gonna come at some point in time. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. It don't sound like that will end up happening. One day to just do what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm. I'm protecting. Like the reason why I say that is because I was younger. My mom, like have you ever seen there was that one movie where she goes overseas and her dad like trying to rescue her and shit.
Yeah, Taken.
Yeah, like my mom would be the freaking dad. Like my mom was a federal agent for years, so like I've got trained a different way. Like when I think about crises and things to do, I really like try to lead and take charge because I know most people don't know what to do. But like my mom prepared me in situations that are fucked up because I just kind of had to have that growing up because of what she was. So it's like, what if one day someone comes after her? What are you gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna our communication? What is our secret communication? What are we gonna? You know what I'm saying? Like things like that. People don't prepare their families for that, and that's when I get older. Like when I have kids, I get older in a year because like I'm already kind of old.
I get what you're saying.
Like I'm gonna definitely go forward and teach them that because shit like that really happens.
When that shit says holding arms, I'll be like, oh.
That shit is scary though. Like what kind of alarm? Don't even say what kind of alarm system you got. Can't put that in the podcast. But like that's nice. But it's kind of scary to count down.
Yeah. And girls tied to the police so they can see what is going on in the house.
Wait, what do you mean?
But you see, like, people, like, when I used to tell the security systems and shit, they be like, oh my God, I don't get it because it can look at your camera. I'm like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. I ain't doing shit.
Let them look.
Like, right. I'm not doing shit. What the fuck? I'm going to come out naked. I'm going to make sure they see me naked. I don't give a fuck. No.
You know, like
are you doing shit in your house that you're not supposed to be doing?
My boss told me the other day, because yesterday I was telling her, like, these people in my AC unit, like, they're trying to, well, not the AC unit. People in my condos are trying to, like, check on my AC. So they're basically, like, trying to tell me, like, on Saturday, I told them I have to work. And they were like, oh, can you leave the key to this person? No. That's never an option. My mom taught me my rights. I'm not leaving my key to no home, like, owner. This is my condo. I own this condo. You are never getting my key. That's weird. I will never let you in my property without, me being there. Or I would never give you the consent to just come in. So, like, she was saying, like, oh my God, Miami people are so different because, like, I'd be taking a shower and then the people from the condos will come in. I said, that's weird. I'm never going to be okay with that. I know my rights. Like, I'm not going to let someone just come in when they want to come in. This is my house. Excuse me? Nah, that don't work for me, and I never will.
Oh,
like,
she a nasty one.
Like, she's weird. So I was like, why are you okay with that? Like, it's not okay. She was like, yeah, that's just people. I feel like that was kind of weird, but, like, people in Miami are like that. I was like, girl, I don't give a damn about where we're at in location. We're never doing where you can just come to my crib and just have access to it when you want to. If I'm taking a shower or not. Like, that's weird. I don't even open my door unless I know someone that I know is supposed to be coming to my house. Because I don't care about that. Like, you could be saying you so-and-so. If I didn't say your ass was coming to my house, I'm not answering the door. Period.
Have you ever had, like, an intruder, like, show up at your door before?
No, but I've had a stalker. Well, it was one of my exes. He just kept showing up one time. Like, I would block him, and he would, like, show up like, hey, Ayana, like, what the fuck? It would be so weird. So that happened when I first moved out to Miami, though, because I dated this Puerto Rican guy. Crazy. He did not. I told him I didn't want to be anything with him. He would, like, show up at my door. That's when that first happened. But he realized, like, okay, I had weapons and stuff in my house. But, he was like, nah, I'm not going to mess with her no more. And he just eventually stopped. Because I was like, look, you're coming off very creepy. I know your mom lives in the condos, but you're showing up at my house when I didn't ask you to. You're going to have these repercussions in a minute, like what you want to do. And he was just like, you know what, maybe this girl is kind of crazy. So I was like, well, let me find out where you live at, because I'm going to show up at your door. And then when it was like, let me get the same type of energy, he stopped. Because he was like, oh, hold on.
Right.
She's kind of crazy. She kind of do the same thing to me. But I think that's weird though that men here don't know no means no. And I have that a lot. When guys find out where my job is, they will literally go around the mall looking for me in another job. And I think that's very weird. I can't even work and men not show up. There's billions of pretty girls here. Why are y'all so pressed?
People are weird.
It's like that, oh, I want what I want and want what I can't have type of shit.
Right.
So
let me tell you how we had one time a dude that showed up in front of my house. You see how like where we were sitting?
Mm-hmm.
My room used to be right across from that. So I was sleeping and it's like really late, like 3 a.m. or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that like people are up and I hear my dad like saying something or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
My dad ended up pushing this dude and punching him, and the dude was drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And it was scary because like I was young, but the dude was in the house fighting my dad. I think he was trying to come inside the house and shit. Can I come inside? Can I come inside?
That's weird.
Yeah.
People are weird. People are weird. Never trust no the fucking body. That's all I gotta say. People, you don't know what people's motives are, and that's why I don't trust. And it's like I'll keep people what they are, but like I love that
you
people
have to trust though too, because then you can't.
Nah. I trust to a certain extent, but I know I ain't dumb. So like I love that what people get about me, they think I'm so sweet and nice. And they think I ain't gonna be the type to pull up or do some crazy, but I will. But I like them to think that, oh yeah, I'm so nice that I want to do that, so I could always like surprise them. I'm like shit, I still pull up with all that same energy you got. I just know when to choose to turn it off and on. But like you just don't understand what people like. For me being from Los Angeles, I had a situation what made me wake up before was I remember I was working at Jamba Juice late at night, and I was like, man, we didn't have no water at my crib, and I was so thirsty. I don't know why I was so thirsty that day. So I'm like, whatever. We have a Circle K right before on the way home from Jamba Juice. I'm gonna stop there, and then I was arguing with this toxic best friend. She's always seems like she's everything in my life. She ended up she ties in a negative way. So I'm over arguing with her. I forget to lock my door. I forget to lock my freaking door. I go in to get some water. I come out. Someone's sitting in my passenger in my seat. At my car. And I look, and I had that moment where I was like, let me look at the license plate. And I looked at my car. I said, that's my car. I don't think this is so hippie of me. I kept thinking about my freaking 14 grams that I just bought. I think I actually bought it now that day. And it was in the passenger seat. I said, fuck, this guy is robbing me for my weed. Like, I'm pissed. Like, at this point. But you know what took over on me? So I'm like, are you in the wrong car? This is actually my car. And I'm on the phone. My friend's like, call your mom now. Ayana, call your mom. Because, she was a fed, whatever. She could pull up with whatever. So I'm like, nah. I kept hearing her yelling in my ear. I'm like, anyways, click. And I'm click on her because I'm like trying to deal with the situation. This guy is so messed up. His eyes roll in the back of his head. He's like, huh? This is not your car. And I was like, and I'm over here blink. I'm like, so then why is it going on and off? Get the fuck out of my car. Like, I'm tired. I need to go home. What are you doing? Are you trying to steal? I was like, you trying to steal from me? And he was just like, huh? No, this is my car. This is my friend's car. What are you talking about? Get away from this car. This is not your car. He was not listening to me. I don't know what came over me. I yanked him and grabbed him and got him out of my car. I was tired that day. He could have had a gun. He could have had a knife. He could have had anything.
It'd be those moments.
And I just had adrenaline and I was like, I'm tired. Get the fuck out of my car now. Because he thought like me looking at me like she ain't gonna do shit. And I got him out of my car. From that point on, I knew like always be on your P's and Q's because you don't know what the fuck gonna happen at any moment. Because that little minute that I sit there and I didn't forgot to lock my car because I was in there arguing was a moment that someone could take advantage of my vulnerability and come in and swoop in on me like that. So now I'm over here dealing with a situation that could have been avoided completely if I would have locked my car in the first place. What ended up happening was this dude was so messed up on drugs. His friends ran out. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He got into the wrong car. He was so fucked up. I went in there, my weed was still there. I said, yeah, he's for sure. Because my weed won't be in there. I was about to press him. And like...
He was a good dude.
He was not. He was just literally fucked up in someone else's car. Once I seen it, I was like, you know what? Okay, whatever. I'm gonna let that go. And I went up to the crib,
happens.
But that made me realize, in a split second,
everything can go.
Don't
left.
catch yourself slipping. Always be prepared. That's what LA taught me, because I've been in too many situations where things have happened and I've had to think on my feet, and I've had to not have anxiety. I had to not panic. I had to be like, shoot, what would I do next? And then I used to, yeah, it's just a lot of things. I've had people shot in front of me and all of that. So with that being said, like, you gotta know how to think on your toes. So Miami for me was it was fast, but it's like no comparison to what I actually went through. So for me, I'm always prepared. Let a guy come through. Let me see what was the first thing. I always think about that. What was the first thing I would grab? Where's the nearest
do you think Miami is like a fast lifestyle?
I think people out here, they're entitled, and they're more like, they're not as ruthless as California in a way, but it's just people are fast. It's just a faster life. Things a little bit more slower out there. Now out there, if you honk, you get shot at. Out here, you can honk and you don't get shot at. Maybe sometimes, but not. It ain't everywhere. Anywhere you honk in LA, that's disrespect. If someone's coming up to you and they probably shooting you at the light if you honk at them. Out here, that's not happening. People honk, 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 and they talk, but they just so much more aggressive out here when it comes to. I feel like it's a lot of barking. Like I said, it's a fast life. It's go, 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 go. I realized how slow I was coming from California and moving to Miami. Even like how you guys handle things. Like in California, it's like normal transactions, things like that, right? Out here, it's like you better have your stuff ready. Whatever, they're gonna have an attitude. I've had to like cuss out the freaking
Miami's attitude.
Attitude, but all bark no bite though. I've already been witnessed it. I've witnessed it for years that it's just like more people talk, but I'm like, y'all not really with it, because like the thing about it is,
but do you think it's real Miami people, or you think it's the people that want to associate themselves with the Miami?
No, scene? I think it's actual Miami people who grew up here. Because when I first even came out here, it was always people gave me respect when I was mean, and when I wasn't mean, they were treating me like shit. And I realized that because there's simple transactions to Walmart. I'm going to Walmart, right? You think the cashier, the cash register person. I'm like, I'm really nice. Genuinely, I'm just like, hey, how are you? When I used to work on the other side, I used to just want someone to say, how are you doing today? Like, try to talk, make small convo. Right. People out here, like, you say, hey, how are you doing today? They'd be like, like, whatever, this girl's talking too much. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's in a good mood and I'm not. Right?
Well, damn, but is there anything good out of
you see what I'm saying? Like, or else, then I'll come, like, I came the next day, right? Because she gave me all that attitude. I was like, okay, I guess you don't hear me, whatever. Got my little stuff and I left. Next day I come in or whatever, or next week, and I'm like, giving her the same energy she gave me. Hope you have a good day, okay? And I'm just like, what? Why are you hoping to have a good day? This energy was not there when I actually was saying, hi, how are you? Like, it's so weird. And the fact that I have to give you...
You should have to do that the first time.
That doesn't make any sense. And that makes it... Miami's the worst customer service I've ever had. Like, everything out here that is okay for people to, like, work and do... That would not be handled in California. You get fired. They're really big on customer service out there. So let you get an attitude. Let anybody complain about you. You're getting written up, or you're about to be terminated, because they don't put up with none of that out there. But out here, I do see that there's a difference. That's just my observation. I do love it out here, so I don't care. But people don't. Shit. Yeah, people are more aggressive. And I remember when I applied to Nordstrom, I remember the manager there saying, "So how are you with aggressive people?" I said, "Huh? What do you mean?" He goes, okay, so I see you worked in like downtown LA, like at your Starbucks, because when I was still in the coffee. And he's like, how do you deal with aggressive people? Do you get your feelings hurt easily? I said, nah, I'm not intimidated by nothing, actually. He was like, oh, really? He's like, okay, because Miami people, he said, I know you came from California. It's a different culture shock out here. They're completely aggressive, and they're a little bit more, really? They take things in person. That's just what the manager said as me upon going in. I'm like, yeah, I can handle that. And then I realized when I got that, I was like, this is what he meant, because people out here, to me, they are more aggressive.
I think really boring people in Miami are aggressive. And I feel like naturally, I think people that...
It's probably the island. It's probably that.
You see, like, how you said that there's Miami people that have, like, more bark than bite. That's true. But I feel like the people that are really from Miami and that have had to endure the pain and stuff like that, they're not the loudest person in the room, so you wouldn't even be listening or hearing them talk, you know, because they're not the loudest person in the room.
Exactly.
Normally, the loudest person in the room is not a person that's from here. Because we come through a lot of struggle. People don't understand. But what Miami also prides itself on is really family, to be honest. We're so diverse from anywhere else. I think anywhere else, I don't think they're as diverse as we are.
No, I completely agree with that because
not even
let me bring it back to me talking. I don't want to make Miami negative because I love it out here. Let me just say that I respect people who been out here their whole life. I actually lived out here when I was in 5th grade, but like the positive aspect of Miami, I have never been, and I've lived a lot of places because my mom's job. I've never been to a place where I feel like people are more themselves, and I mean I'm talking about the club dynamic. You will see more people on the wall thinking that they have to look cool and they got to show off for everybody for money and stuff, and even at bars in California than versus Miami, like Woodenwood Tavern, that place I used to love so much that ended up just closing down. That place, I seen so many people just dancing, being free, being themselves, and just genuinely being happy. You see what people come out here, they always have like this stigma of they get to be themselves a little bit more because I feel like everybody does accept a little bit more out here to you to do that. Like, I don't know. I feel like California is so locked into um like the gangbangers in the streets and stuff that you can't even get past someone to go into a club and actually having a good time because you're so worried about the gangs they in and whatever the case may be and looking cool and all of that stupid stuff that doesn't even matter. Miami has always been that, like, out here they can be your freaking self. Regardless of everything else, you can be yourself out here. And then like the culture of it too is just sort of like you live somewhere where everybody wants to be. People come out here to have a good time. You live somewhere where there's a good time all the time. I cannot afford to be in California and live 15 minutes away from the beach. Hell no. That's like all celebrities that do that. I live so close to the freaking beach. Like, I'm just like, this is a dream for me for someone coming that think that would never happen, me living in California. You know what I'm saying? So out here, I love that. I love how within all the southern, like Florida, there's just things to do and different shit. Like, all cultures coming together, like you said, very diverse. You have everybody. So it's not just like, you know, like the bougie, whatever, Valley Girls or some shit like from California. I like how diverse it is here. And that's what makes me want to stay and respect the whole Miami culture because people do come out here and you could tell when someone's not from Miami. Now that I've been out here for a while, I can tell when someone's like, you ain't even from out here for you to even be trying to say something like that. Like, you know, like people out here, they don't really.
They throw a lot of shade at Miami and like, you know, we're ratchet and we're just loudmouth and
South Beach is nothing. I can't stand South Beach, but that's because tourists mess it up. Not because of Miami, tourists mess it up. Like, and I realized that tourists do come to Miami and end up destroying it and trash it and then go back. But you keep visiting, sis. Like, what is that? Like, you keep visiting. You come out here to do we go out to Chicago? Do people in Florida go out to Chicago or fucking Boston or whatever and trash their place and say, we don't like that. Well, anyways, we're going back to where we are. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you keep visiting. Stop visiting then. Like, they talk so much about Miami and, like I said, its culture. But I think it's pretty decent to me. And I love it out here. I feel like this is the first place, too, that I can freaking breathe. Because think about everywhere else in the United States right now. Like, they're overpopulated. California, New York. I don't like their air. Like, I love Miami air. I have asthma, so that really matters to me. So it's just something a little bit pure and like peaceful in Miami. Miami, what it represents for me, my mom, is peace. So everywhere else is a little bit toxic. I wouldn't want to live nowhere else right now in the United States. Like,
me too. I said the same thing. I was like, I would never leave here to go anywhere else.
And like I was visit and be like, okay, bye.
Right, I wouldn't. At least I love where I came from or where I'm from because I was blessed. And I appreciate it enough to know that I came from somewhere great, you know? Like, I wouldn't want to come from New York, no offense. I wouldn't want to come from California. I would want to come from a space that's diverse, that, you know, like, has rich history.
Hold on, with California, I know a California person every time they visit Miami because there is a different vibe. Now, California people, though, you have to even give it to the credit where it's due. They're more chiller. I always know California person. I'd be like, because when I can say that, like, Miami people out here, they have this armor up. Anybody else that doesn't come from Miami, they don't want to. And I feel like that's such a like what's wrong with you? Someone hurt you that much that you can't like accept other people from other cultures and different places? I noticed that, and I mean, like, there've been great people that I met that's from Miami, and I'm cool with. But let me tell you, it was a hard like time for them to even trust me as a friend because I came from California, which I feel like it doesn't matter where the hell you come from. If I didn't come in here acting like I own shit, then why does it matter where I come from? If I came in chill and calm and collective in the beginning,
I feel
why
like
does it
people
matter?
from Miami are more territorial though.
But that's retarded. I don't understand that. That's the part I don't get. That doesn't make any sense about being territorial because at the end of the day, United States is ours in general. Like we all stole it. Whatever. We came here. We came out here on like slaves. So I feel like when it comes to that, as
long as they're not about Thanksgiving.
Well, I feel like it's
and they're changing it to Native Heritage Day.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
I just like the food. Honestly, I never celebrated it as for the actual the holiday what it's for. I feel like it was all bullshit. So I always just like it because I like the food. I like the food. I like the food, and like the food always helps me. Like I just like that time, the food. That honestly, you spend time with my family. That's what Thanksgiving represents for me. It doesn't represent no like culture. Like oh my God, this is when we really give thanks because the Indians and no, that's messed up. What happened and the real story of it, which is why I'm just like this is all bullshit.
That's what they're calling it, Native Heritage Day or something like that.
That's why I don't believe in that. So my mom I'm not like I barely believe in Christmas, but I feel like Christmas and what it represents when they try to put Jesus in it, because my grandma taught me this. That's not really like how it's supposed to be, like where we're just giving gifts and Santa and stuff. So
we're really supposed to go by the three kings.
Yeah, exactly. It's just all shit. Is just everything is made up so we can make more money, so America can make more money and spend more money. Holidays are bullshit because it's just another way for people to spend more money. But do I like celebrating them? Hell yeah, because I like an event anyway. I'm just an extra. Like Valentine's Day, boom. Valentine's Day, look like you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But do I have to sit here? But I will literally skip holidays. Like some holidays I just won't celebrate because I'm not in the mood.
I don't care. Valentine's Day, y'all. I skipped Valentine's Day. I didn't give my mama anything. She was just fine with it too, and I was like, "Yeah, girl, I love you." She's like, "I love you."
What did I do?
Keep it pushing.
I got my mom some things. I definitely got her.
You would have seen her today, but she's not here. That's a crazy woman.
She was very calm when she came into my job. I think she was very cool.
She's cool.
She calm and collective. She was minding her business. She was minding her little business or whatever.
She was.
And then my friend was like, "Is she?" I was like, "Yeah, that's his mom. Just let her leave her. You don't gotta help her. She's cool." Like, cause in our job, it's like, let me go to the next person. I'm like, y'all have to understand.
That was annoying.
That's annoying. It's like you're following someone. At that point, then you get offended. Like, hey, I already told you I didn't want no help. Stop approaching me. But the people on the the headphones be like, hey, have you approached this person? I'm approached this person next. Like, calm down. That's another whole topic of the makeup industry and them doing too much. But I just like.
That's me when I used to go into Sephora. I went to Sephora twice.
I let them know, do not bother me. I am a makeup artist. Do not bother me. If I wanted your help, I'll let you know because I know more than y'all.
I went to Sephora in New York, and I went in, and I got, in that little short period of time of 5 minutes, I probably got asked more than 6 times, do I need help? I went to the register, and I told the lady, and I was like, let me tell you something. I understand that you guys gotta do whatever you guys gotta do.
Maybe
but at a certain point in time, asking a person so many times the same question, you can get sued for that. Because
that's harassment.
That's harassment. You're like literally following me throughout the store and asking me every second. Like, bitch, I can't even look through anything.
That's what they kind of do in my job. The reason why I'm saying that, I don't really do too much.
It's the truth.
I'll just say, hey, you know, juke, because I don't like to ask people, hey, you need help? Hey, you need help? Because they're on our ass about that. So I'll say, hey, here's a basket. Is everything going good for you? And if I've seen that I've already approached them twice, hey, y'all leave her alone because I've already approached her twice. Like, we don't want to seem like we're like doing that. I say that but maybe somebody else don't, and then you keep approaching them, then they get mad and they leave. Like, they feel like, okay, you're talking to me too much. But they want us to personally shop with the person. And I feel like that's not realistic. When it comes down to it, it's not realistic at all. It's like, you know, if someone was following you, how would you feel? I know it's makeup. And if a person's a makeup artist, I say, hey, you're a makeup artist? Cool. Let me tell you a makeup brand that I think that you would enjoy over there by Vanessa Myricks. Let me know if you need some testers or something. Other than that, I'll come check on you in a little bit to see if everything's great. All right, cool. I'm not gonna be like hound you. Hey, what are you doing? Okay, wait. Okay, I see you looking at some face care. Da da da. They want us to try to sell. When I have to understand that it's genuine, you're gonna sell in general. I've always stuck with that. Like I've been very genuine, and I didn't have to push that whole narrative of sell, and I have made numbers, so it works. You just gotta know how to steer the conversation, and that's what like any job, honestly. But I don't know. When it comes to makeup industry, I just wish how they judge people because you know they say things like they're not gonna come in here and spend money. Look what they got on, and I hate that. That people literally think that
and
way.
I always push that.
The person who's sitting here and don't have the. I know because I've genuinely seen real influencers come into that Morphe and buy things and they think they don't notice. I know who they are because I'm really really good with facial like recognition, even with the mask. And then they will be talking like she ain't about to buy nothing, and I'm like y'all don't even know this person got this many subscribers. They got this type of car. They got all this, but y'all sitting here and judging them because you don't know about like their skills. Someone can go in there without no makeup. That's irritating. Like. They do that at Ulta as well. They do that at Ulta so hard. If you don't go into Ulta with your face beat, they think you don't know. I had to tell the manager off at Ulta, this one over here, because he kept approaching me, and I was like, "Look, I know your whole narrative is I don't have no makeup on." Because he tried to say something shady to me. As a manager, I almost got him fired because I was going in there shopping for, I believe it was like a photo shoot I was doing. And I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm a makeup artist. He said something like, oh, well, why don't you have any makeup on then? I said, I am shopping for makeup, first of all. I was like, but that's neither here or there. You're a makeup artist. Why aren't you not in drag or something? Like, what you want me to look at you and say the same thing? You work here. I'm not clocked in. Like, he tried to say something funny towards me because I didn't have any makeup on.
What also was this?
The one in Aventura.
Oh, and
he tried to say something like shady.
And
it was
he
like
having like the little wavy hair.
Is it the blonde? He would have blonde hair. He's a skinny little blonde. He said something crazy to me, and I had to clap back like real quick. Like, excuse me, who are you? I don't think so. You're judging me because I don't have my makeup. Why?
Because I know him.
I don't care about you. Well, I don't care. He tried to say something crazy to me because I don't have no makeup on, and I looked at him crazy, and I clapped back, and he just looked at me like, "Oh, yeah, exactly. I don't think so." Because you're not about to come at me like that. I know what the hell I'm doing.
That's what it is.
You don't need to. You don't know what type of freaking Michelle Obama coming there without no makeup. Does that mean that she just don't got money? Is that what that mean? Because people are approaching and judge people. Like you cannot. I never judge somebody for what their shoes is, what purse they got, because you really think about it. Rich people don't really look that rich. They be having the most humblest.
I've seen rich people that are rich.
They don't have the most on.
No.
Or do the most. No. So that just tells you right there. Don't judge nobody.
I've seen some fine rich men. Let me tell you.
That
They pull out that black card, the Black American Express. I'm like, oh, I just get so wet.
Pay my bills.
I remember one. He just threw it on me, and I was like, you could throw it at me anytime.
It be that thick card, yes.
And you hear it's like.
I'd be like, dang.
When it hits the table, you hear it goes because it's so thick.
It is so thick and heavy and just
metal.
It's a turn on when I hear it. Like it just be like, oh my god, like that just did something to me. It really do. It really do. I'd be looking at their wife like, how the fuck you bag that? Let me. I
don't know if it's just me, but like a huge turn on is a man's fingers.
I have to have big hands, and I don't like nasty fingers.
I like big hands too,
but I don't like them nasty, dirty, nubbed up. Like, nah, that's not cute to me at all. I actually prefer my man to actually get
what?
A manicure.
Oh, like have them very closely shaved.
Yeah, because you think I'm about to. Well, you don't know, but I don't want nobody's fingers up in me or trying to touch them on me and they nasty and dirty. Like, that's gross. Like, I'm not dirty, so I'm not going to let you do that. So that's nasty. So I don't let guys with nasty fingernails touch me. I literally would I told a guy one time before he we were dating, whatever, before I was going to go down, I was like, can you go wash your hands? He looked at me crazy. I was like, you're not touching me. I'm sorry. I was like, let me see your hands. I was like, go wash your hands. And then he got up and went to go wash his hands, but he looked at me like, this bitch really made me wash my hands. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. That's disgusting. You think I'm going to let you touch me like that? That means I set the standards for you being dirty and not me allowing you to touch me.
I mean, I have I don't want to say I have ugly, crusty fingers.
Bah, your fingers are really beautiful, actually. You have them all shiny and perfectly even.
That's only because I put the nail growth shit on there or whatever. They're not even. They're all fucked up and shit. I wish. What was it to say? Fuck, I was
gonna say something. But that's how when you get sleepy, you don't know what you're thinking about, but you just be thinking.
Girl, I be thinking all the time. I just be sitting here thinking, just what's next? What should I do next? What you know, like.
I just looked through my Instagram story. I have a friend that like is an overachiever to try to get other people's approval. And sometimes I get so upset, but I realize everybody has their own journey. Right. But it's just like you don't have to try so hard. You don't have to do too much to have friends. People are gonna love you because you are a genuine person. You have a great heart. Fuck all the other shit.
But some people, let me tell you, some people don't have a personality.
So they overcomplicate other things.
Yes.
Like overly being a people pleaser.
Or like we're in a time where everybody has to compete with each other. Or they
I'm not
feel
competing
like
with
that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They
I
really
compete
feel
with
like they have to compete with somebody else.
Every time. It's everything.
So some people that aren't even in the field of competing yet feel like they have to make up this personality and be like everybody else. So they don't know who they genuinely are. You genuinely don't have a personality. You don't know who you are. You have no difference over anyone else because you didn't create your own persona.
They literally will study you. They will literally study you. Yeah,
you didn't study yourself. You didn't say, "Oh, I love this," and because everybody else don't love it, I'm gonna love it. Just because you love it.
Yeah, exactly. Be your fucking self, man. Just be yourself.
And that's something that I really had to learn. That I think that's even the biggest thing. People say be yourself, but it's like, how much is really be yourself? How much
just
is
doing
really
exactly
acceptance?
doing what you want to do and not apologizing for it. That's what being yourself is. Being true to yourself. You looked at her like, who is that? But like I don't know. I like people can judge people for how their parenting skills was, but I really admire even just like I said, my mom, because she taught me to not fucking judge nobody and be friends with the nerdiest nerd to the I don't give a fuck about how you look, smell, any. Well, hold on, maybe smell, because I got a low tolerance. But I want to not ever judge nobody for what they look like but who they are. Like I want to see their light instead of being shallow like everybody else. I really don't. I see everybody. I don't never disregard one person over the other because of how they look or what they got.
I will overlook you if you have a bad personality, though.
Definitely. No. That's definitely. You won't be affected by me, but I will.
I won't even acknowledge you.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, that's you blocking out that energy as you should. Why you guys? Yeah, that one hit like something else because you just got mad. I'm like, what happened?
I really do because people feel like I said, people feel like when they get to a certain level in life or they're at a certain position in life, they can say and do whatever they want.
No, that's not true.
And not be held accountable for it.
Oh yeah, you're always gonna be held accountable on how big
and
you are. And
it's just like I said, there's a code to life. There's a book to life. Mm-hmm. And anytime that you break that code, anytime that you break that book, you pay the price. And you think that you're not gonna pay the price. Maybe it may not be now. Maybe but you will pay it. You will pay it at some point in time. You don't know what it is. Some people do know, but you don't know what it is. You will pay for that price. I've seen people pay for it.
Well, yeah, I get what you're saying. You will. end up paying for it ultimately. But I'm just like, you know, when it comes to bad personalities, what I've I think literally the way that I think now is like I don't even pay attention. Like I literally ignore their presence. Like it's nothing. It can be a bad entity right here, and it's me with my positive light. And if they over here trying to do something crazy, they're not gonna affect me and what I'm doing, what I got going on. Because at the end of the day, like I don't see that. I don't. I literally block that out. And it took me a long time because I used to be so affected by people's emotions, and it would literally take them on myself. And I don't do that no more. And I realize how happy I am now that I don't. Like it could never be a day where someone like just makes me have a bad day. Like you can never make me have a bad day.
Yeah, like I say the same thing. I'm just like, sometimes we should just, I wake up
Mhm.
and I wake up and I give thanks to God for waking
Of
me up another day.
course, yes.
People don't understand, like that is such a like I'm so happy
Hmm.
to see another day.
Yes, because look what's going on. We literally think about like our generation and everything we have already went through.
Half
That
of
we're
our
being through.
generation's gone.
Yeah, but we have survived through a pandemic, through Ebola, through first black president, through shootings, through all these crazy things going on that's just crazy in the world. We are sitting here being a part of history. So I thank God every day that I get another chance to wake up and fulfill my purpose because a lot of people are not here. I seen, DMX freaking died. I seen him a month ago in Aventura Mall.
That's life.
And I
That's
said,
crazy.
and I said, and I just because I'm a very very big fan, like seeing him perform was one of my favorite things. That made me think about life. Like you are here and gone tomorrow. What's your impact?
Right.
What
That's
are you
what.
gonna do? You don't even know if the person that you meet tomorrow that is because I've had like I said I've lost my best friend, like through gun violence. If you're gonna see them, why don't you impact their life now? Like let's practice giving people their flowers now than wait until they pass away because you just don't never know. And then like to your purpose, what you want to do before you leave the earth. Yeah, think about that too. Because if you don't know, then always that kind of like drives me.
That's
Like
like why I'm so worried. I feel like I have a ticking time clock, and I tell
no,
myself I'm just like I gotta get certain things done before a certain time because I want to have that journey. I want to be able to tell my story. I don't want to be gone
you
too
will,
early
you will be
and
able
my
to.
story not being told.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my biggest fear, not being able to tell my story. Once I have told my story, I feel like that's my success. Being able to tell
Yeah,
my
that's gonna
story
be
and
an
finally
incredible story.
feeling complete.
I thought that's gonna be an incredible story because me even just seeing just a little snippet of it, I think it's incredible who you are like today from what you have kind of like accomplished. Because like you're strong. I think you don't give yourself enough credit, honestly. Because
I
you
don't
are
want
great.
to because I just feel like I just want
Why
to
you
stay
are that
humanly.
you
I want
you
to.
could always be human, but you gotta give yourself credit. You have come hurdles, and you the growth of you, regardless if you might be thinking about like I said losing a follower, a person comment. Forget them. You have came so far. Like don't worry about them. What they got going on. You you literally. I remember seeing you when we didn't even know each other in Nordstrom, and even me seeing you I remember you kind of being. It was like not like a shy, but like you were kind of like to yourself, like you know what I'm saying. You wasn't as like loud or yourself that you were like this light, this glowing light. Now you were sort of like wanted to kind of like blend in the crowd, opposed to be exactly who you are. I seen that growth within. That's 2018. I don't even know if you worked there. I remember
Right. Yeah. No,
2018 through
you're
like
saying
2021. You a whole different, complete like 360. You a whole different person now. Like you are out there. You're like, forget that. You about to see who I am. So I see that little growth, just this little part of it. So I know like you're gonna be even bigger, and I could totally see that potential in you because you have an audience. Regardless if you, like I said, if you ain't got no haters, you're not popping. Like no one cares. You got people who look at you that supposedly don't like you. You gotta understand that's big. That's accomplishment for you because people are still looking at you. People still got their eyes on you. They want to know what you're doing. They want to see. So give yourself credit with that. I know you want to be like, I'm human, whatever. You can always be human and like still know, okay, I have done this. So if I ever feel like there's a down day where I'm not doing enough, look how far I've come. See, you just gotta put that in your mind every day. When you afraid to do something, just think like that, because I'm telling you, it's like a game changer. My biggest thing was confidence in myself. I remember I used to be the confidence for other people, but I used to look at myself like, oh my gosh, I can't all this weight because of quarantine. I'm like, hold up, I'm pulling the same type of dudes I was before quarantine and now. Like, what's the purpose of me even being down on myself? Like, I know how all these, like, you know, and not only that, and because I'm over here dealing with sicknesses, whatever the case may be, and I'm still here, that gives me enough like motivation to be like, forget that. I don't care if someone be like, oh my God, she's this. They don't know my story of what the heck I'm going through. Like, who cares about what they think? Like, they're not paying my bills or eating my butt or anything like that, so I'm good. Like, they're not.
But you see, like with me, I'm so super critical. Like,
don't be.
I stopped posting.
And
I stopped doing a lot
why?
of stuff because, like, the environment I was in, my situation, I don't want people thinking, you know, like, oh, he's broke.
Who cares?
He's like dirty. You know,
they
like,
would say whatever. Do you not think that? So if you want to be who you want to be, you have to understand. Like, more money come more problems. So either you want to have a lot of money or you don't. Like, you want to please everybody. I don't care about who. Like I said, someone can tell me right now, oh my gosh, Ayana is a hoe, or she does this. She's a stripper. She's doing this. I wouldn't give it. I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, oh dang, I am, huh? Dang, that's so funny. Like, round of applause for myself because I came a long way. Like, I wouldn't even care because at the end of the day, like, no one can tell you who you are. You know who you are. So,
right.
Fuck that. Like, if someone tells you, oh, well, I just, you know.
But you see, like, after I got diagnosed with, like, that, you know, it was an issue for me because I finally learned what my issue was. I remember I went to Walmart one time, and I always tell the story. I don't know if I've said it on video before or like on tape, but I was at Walmart with this lady. Like, I was in line waiting for the cash register, and the lady had a hijab on her head, you know, and I'm looking at her, and she's completely fine. But like at some point in time, I started looking back, and then looking back, and then looking back, and looking back. And it gets to a point I got paranoid and I start making up shit. And people don't understand when you suffer with that, like, you have a lot of trust issues with people. You have to distance yourself from people. And that's like kind of like what happened to me. I had to take steps back from a lot of people and just learn when I want to accept someone's energy, I'm gonna accept that energy.
Do it
and
slowly.
When I don't, I just don't.
Yeah.
And people could call me a diva, they could call me whatever it is, but if I cannot accept your energy right now, I'm not going to. And sometimes you got fucked up energy, you wouldn't want to put fucked up energy in the space either. So I retract myself from people when I have messed up energy, because we all do. None of us are perfect. So I just, whenever I feel like I got that boohoo stink energy, I'm just like, listen, I'm by myself. Y'all don't call me. Just leave me alone. I'll call you when I'm back fully functioning.
Of course, like, you're allowed to get that space and the opportunity to kind of like reflect yourself and not want to. Because with me too, if I'm in a stank energy, sometimes there'll be times I'm like, I don't want to talk to a freaking soul, like, or I don't want to say hi to people. I don't want people to be next to me. And that's just because, like, at the moment in time, I'm so drained of my energy from my work. But, yeah. That's how I feel, boo. But it's like 2 o'clock. I gotta get my ass home.